Hello everybody, Annette Ornelas, Southwind Designs. Let me adjust this real quick. Welcome to Quilt Snacks. And today I'm going to take you through a couple of the units for this little Christmas tree. And I have prepared a little demo so you can see how it all works. And I hope you're having a great week so far. I have prepared several extra little Christmas trees. As I told you before, I was going to do a different Christmas tree each time for every one of the little for little quilt snacks. So this one I call my blue spruce because it has a lot of bluish fabrics in there, and I'm just having fun making more blocks like this. So you can see them right here. I used some blue fabrics, kind of teal fabrics, and I'm just using my other step outs too to make more of those little trees. So let me show you what else I have here. This is the mini version. So this is only the 6-inch tree. This is only 6-inch square as opposed to 12-inch square. And this is also in the same quilt pattern. So if you're first starting out, I would recommend you start with a 12-inch square, because you know it's easier to piece when the pieces are a little bit bigger, and then once you've made one and you see how it works, you can totally move on to the 6-inch. They're really cute and fun to play with. So let me put that up again. So welcome again. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm about to turn over the camera and show you just step by step how I'm starting this tree. Now, if you already have the pattern, in the pattern it tells you the cutting instructions, so you'll have all those measurements. And behind the little pieces that need to be folded, there's a little F behind, and those are the ones that you will fold in the folding step. And I am showing you those in just a minute. So I'm going to turn this camera around, and when I do, I may not be able to see any comments for just a minute, but I will be right back front and center. So turn this around. Okay, so let me see. First, I have my iron on, and I'm trying to center this out. You can see some of these pieces. They are folded, and that is because in my technique I use folded pieces that will then turn into curves once we peel them back. So a piece that starts out as a square gets folded into a triangle, and if you tap it with an iron, they just hold their shape really nicely. And so what I do, one of the ways I do things is that I group them together, and when I have 2, 3, 4, I will, you know, just put my iron on it. That makes it really fun and easy and quick too. So most of the pieces on the larger tree are up here, and these are all large tree ones, and there's one smaller one that you need. This one especially, I recommend the smaller the pieces, I recommend you press them with an iron, because if you do, they're so much easier to work with. Then there are also some strips that are used on the top of the tree, kind of like makes like an ornament or a tree topper. And they start out as strips, and they're folded up. And I just line them all up on the raw edges here, and I tap them. And so these are the pieces to use for that. So let me move over here, and I'm going to collect all these little pieces up and move my little stack of step outs that I've made. Okay, so this is how it starts, and I'm moving back to see if this is in your line of vision here. Okay, so the first one we're doing, let me just cover this up. This right here, what you're seeing now, is Unit A, and Unit A is made with 2 strips and a folded piece. The fold is right down here, and it'll be placed so that it lines up on the top raw edges. The fold is in the middle, and then right sides together, you're going to put the other side on, 2 strips with the folded strip in the middle. It looks like this, and then once you sew it, you're going to sew it down the long side, and it looks really weird. You have this folded piece in there, but when you pull on this folded piece, it makes a triangle like magic. So I have one before, during, and after. And you see I put a pin in there. Sometimes if you don't want to just jump over to the ironing board, you can just put a pin in there, making sure that you can see it. But when you turn it around, I wanted to show you my back seams are pressed open. And there's actually a little piece that looks like a little triangle. I don't snip it because it's always showing me the way how far I can sew. It's not so important in this particular piece, but oftentimes this helps you a lot to show you how far you can sew. So once I press this, I make sure that everything is pressed so it's nice and straight. Okay, so this was Unit A. And I'm going to lift it up and put it over here. And I'm going to uncover that. So this is Unit B. So the first thing in Unit B, you are going to make this piece right here. And it has a little folded triangle with a piece on top. And in the pattern, it shows you how to fold it. But one of the little squares after that, I forgot to color in. And I have since sent new patterns. But if you don't have that, let me know. And I will send you a new PDF pattern. This piece is described in the pattern over here, but then when you put it together, I'm afraid I think I forgot to color that part in. So just let me know and I will promptly send you another one once you already have one. You'll have my email for sure. So now this works the same way. You are going to put your folded strip in the center of those background folded strip like so, and then you are going to fold this over the top and stitch right here on the long side, and this is what you end up with. It looks just like this. So it's not complicated, it's just an extra step, and once you have that, then that gets put into the tree topper. So let me show you how that works. So this is the piece we just made, but instead of using it the way we sewed it, we're going to turn it a quarter turn to the right, and those two pieces are the Unit A's, and they just get stitched together. That's the top, and you can see right here, we're just going to press away from all the layers. So that'll be on top, and then we're going to stitch the bottom as well. The only difference is that there is a piece, which I forgot to tap here, there's a piece that is a folded light green triangle that gets put on here, and if you have a glue stick, it is really nice. You can put just a dab of glue in each corner and make it behave and make it line up right into the corners, and it lines up right close to that little red folded dimensional triangle, and then you're going to sew this together. Now when you sew this together right here, there's extra layers from one side and extra layers from the other side. So if you have layers coming from both sides, you should press that seam open. Okay, so this is the top, and guess what? I've actually made it in a mini for you to see, so you can see the difference. So I've made the mini, and I've added a strip here and the outside strips. So that is all the demo for today, but let me show you the difference here. We're going to go on and do more demos on Friday. So this is the same. This is the larger one and the smaller one on top. Let me see if you can see that. I need to adjust that, I think, so you can see. And that looks like the right perspective here, so you can see both trees. So what do you think? It's really not hard. It's just you have to be a little more careful when you're working with the smaller tree. You should be a little more accurate, or make sure that you're accurate, because if the pieces are smaller and something goes wrong, it shows so much quicker. So let me turn you back around. There we go. So you can see the two trees right next to each other, and here's another tree. Let's see if I can come up with another way to make different colors in another tree. I saw somebody post with a gold background, and I think that's really neat. So I'm going to go through my fabrics and see what else there is and what I can do. And I was even thinking maybe using a dark background. So let me know what your ideas are. Post in the Southwind Inspirations group, and let me see your fabrics if you're part of this quilt along. And if you're not doing this particular quilt along, I think it'll still teach you a lot about my technique and what can be done. And so it'll help you with any of the other patterns I have. So that is all for today. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. And I'll do another mini quilt snacks on Friday to show you more steps. What do you think about that? And your email, check your email for newsletters for those of you that are in the quilt along. And I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you all next time. Bye.